Hey guys, it's YodaJoe93. Welcome. We are here to react to at almost 4 a.m. probably. We're going to be watching the brand new Ahsoka trailer. I meant to film this last week, but I never got around to it. So we're going to do this reaction and breakdown for you guys. So we're going to be watching the trailer. I'm going to be excited and tell you why. And then I'm going to do a breakdown for you guys of what this trailer means for Star Wars and my excitement for this show. So make sure before we do watch the trailer, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let's enjoy the show. Good old Imperial shuttle. War is inevitable, said by Balon. Badass. Woo! Badass Lucasfilm logo. Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. Power. Such as you've never dreamed. Oh, dude. Spent most of my life fighting a war. Sabine. I love her hair. She's still just as stubborn as ever. Oh no. You never made things easy for me. Master. Ooh. Oh, Ezra sounds so good. Woo! Oh, I love how she cuts her hair. That's so cool. Nice haircut. On August 23rd. Oh yeah. Woo! Ah, it's so fun. Buckle up. Oh, Thrawn! Darkness. Ah, yes. Highly of you. Oh, dude. Oh. Once a rebel, always a rebel. Heck yeah. Oh, dude. Inquisitor looks great. Alright. Sick. Alright, so 2-episode premiere August 23rd. So now, with this one, we're going to keep the focus on the trailer. This trailer is amazing. Let's go from the beginning, and we're going to break it down. Alright, so here's an Imperial shuttle headed to the New Republic ships. So this is going to be Balon and Shin's ship, who are the new bad guys of the universe. Balon is played by the infamous Ray Stevenson, who Rip unfortunately passed away before the filming of the Ahsoka show. It did commence, but he did pass away, which was unfortunate. But now so this is his ship entering. So then we come back here. Oh, sorry, we got to go back a little bit. Alright. Too slow. So then we get War is inevitable, and you have his apprentice Shin, and see the lightsaber's more orange than red, because they're not Sith, they're more dark warriors that were hired by Thrawn to take over the planet, which is really cool. And Dave Filoni has talked about the difference in the crystal, that they didn't fully bleed their crystals yet. So that's why they're dark side users. So think dark Jedi, but not Sith. So one with the dark side, they will become, but not full Sith. Remember, there can only be two, and you are no longer my apprentice. So Shin looks badass here. And so then we get a really good shot of her. She's new to this. So these are Order 66 survivors. So they started as Jedi, and now during the fall of the Republic, they chose their side. And this shot of Balon right here, so she's getting ready to go around the ship and just go crazy. And Balon looks like he's ready to take Palpatine's job. He's just like looking boss with the hoodie, like he's like, I'm the new Lord of the Sith. And I think Balon's gonna be my new favorite dark side character. He just looks badass. And so here we got this. He says we can destroy, and here we get the Rogue One homage of these rebel troopers are getting obliterated. And they're using the Force to take their blaster bolts and direct them back at them. So you get this scene. So it's not a lightsaber that gets them. The lightsaber, they're blocking with the Force and sending it at them. And then he says, in order to create, and here's your Rogue One homage hallway fight scene. Here's the best look of Balon. He's got this really cool armor. And then you got, like, his lightsaber's more like a heavy lightsaber, like almost like a big sword, like in Lord of the Rings. It's like a claymore, is what they call it. And so here he's going through this hallway. He's carrying these fools up, and you get him with his Force grab here. And then here we see they're all in terror. Shin's right here. And then he throws all of them together here in this badass scene. And then, so this guy calls him a Jedi, and Balon says, I have that cloak. I'm going to wear that cloak for my Ahsoka show and grow my beard as long as his, because I got it. This just looks too good. Like, this is awesome. So he says, we're no Jedi, and he stabs him. Cold blood murder. Brilliant. And then you get this background shot of Shin just getting ready to run around and kill the others. And now we get the Lucasfilm red logo. Now, the reason this is so significant is because Lucasfilm only has the red logo when the Star Wars projects are going to be extremely dark. So this is Revenge of the Sith had this logo, Return of the Jedi had the logo, so it's very significant that we're getting the red Lucasfilm logo. Alright, so then we get great music, and then we get this shot, the logo fades in, and you get Ahsoka here, looking up at this temple, and she says, I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return. And here we get our back shot at our boy, Grand Admiral Thrawn. And it says the iconic line leading into the Dave Filoni movie, which is, as I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. Because at this point in the timeline, the Emperor is gone. There is no, like in The Mandalorian, we had Moff Gideon was trying to lead a small battalion of stormtroopers, but there's been no big bad in the Star Wars universe. So Thrawn's the next big bad. He just doesn't solve his problems with the lightsaber and the Force. He solves it with intelligence. Think like Sherlock Holmes meets Moriarty in Star Wars. And so then we get Balon and Shin and Morgan Elsbeth, and they're going to this portal to connect to what's called the World Between Worlds, because they need to go to the unknown regions to find Ezra and Thrawn. And so here we have Shin asks, and you can see she still has, even though she's a dark Jedi, her robe still resembles Jedi. Like you can still see her lightsaber looks similar to Kanan's, but she's very Jedi-like still, even though she's dark. And then, so she asked Morgan Elsbeth, who was, who I believe is connected to Darth Maul's family roots of the Dathomirian Night Sisters from Fallen Order and Survivor, right? So I believe that she is a part of the same Night Sister bloodline, and that's why they're using her, because of her magic. And so he asks her, what happens when we find Thrawn? And she says, and then you have Balon says, this shot is beautiful. This is going to be the most beautiful looking Disney Plus show ever. Like, the effects here look flawless. And so here they are, they're opening this map to the World Between Worlds. That's my theory. And so Balon says power, which means, like Palpatine, unlimited power, unlimited power. So he seeks power, and power corrupts. So they're following the foil of the dark side here. And then he finishes the sentence by saying, such as you've never dreamed. And then you get Shin comes into this room to kill this other officer. Badass blocking. There's a look. See, the saber's still orange. You still got that more orange-red tint. See the Force? She comes in. Then we get some ship battles start to happen. Looks like this is in that same scene. There's a war going on while they're on the ships causing havoc. And so then we have Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan's wife, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays Hera from Rebels. So here's her green skin, here's her piloting the Ghost, which is her original ship. Looks fantastic. We get dialogue from her. Her ship looks great. There's Chopper, our classic favorite R2 unit, and she's trying to have a conversation with Mon Mothma from Andor, all these different senators, and because the Republic is falling apart, she's trying to get them all to team up and say, hey, I need your help. This is bad. She's trying to get you help. I love the color of green on her eyes. They did such a good job, because this is one of those cases of like, this is someone from animated transitioned brilliantly into live action and brilliantly built. And so she wants to prevent another war. We get the shot of the hologram. Then we get Ahsoka joins up, and that droid back there is actually played by David Tennant, Mr. Doctor Who himself. And he is the droid from Clone Wars that was actually responsible for giving all the Padawans their lightsabers. So him and Ahsoka are actually really good friends. They've worked together before in the past. And so his jobs are basically to assist people with lightsaber training. And then Hera says to Ahsoka, you and I both know who can help you with this. And then Ahsoka says, she's still just as stubborn as ever. We get this great shot of Sabine looking out on the planet. Her hair is different colored now. It looks like it's purple, but there's also some red in there. Maybe a little orange. And she's just as stubborn as ever. Then we get the first look. I forget how you say the actress's name. I think it's Natasha Neilboyne or whatever, but looks perfect as Sabine. Looks great. And she says just as stubborn as ever. We get this scene of her on her bike speeder chase. And then Sabine talks to Ahsoka saying, I bet your master found you difficult at times. And Ahsoka says, Anakin never got to finish my training. She says, Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him. And then she says, just as I walked away from you. And why this is important is because it confirms that Ahsoka took on Sabine as her apprentice. And why this is a big deal is Mandalorians aren't very likely to be Force sensitive, but there's always a chance that they could be. And I think there's a moment in the trailer we'll get to later in the show, I think they could be leaning into Ahsoka being actually, not Ahsoka, Sabine might actually be Force sensitive in that show. And I think they might confirm this in the show. It's just like I walked away from Sabine. And then she says, you never made things easy for me. Great shot here. And then she calls her master. So we get the confirmation that they were master and apprentice in some way. But she walked away from her. So she was struggling as a teacher. And this right here is our first look at Ezra in a hologram. And the actor who plays Ezra, we've not seen what he's looked like in the time that he's been trapped in. This is an old hologram. But it's what he looked like in animation. So he's different. So sometimes you have to make the decision that no one else can. And here's Sabine after this talk. We have her getting ready to cut her hair in classic Kurosawa samurai, Seventh Samurai format. Counting on you to see us through love for the look on her helmet. Then you get Ahsoka here, and she says, nice haircut, so she cut her hair. Here's the mural from Rebels, where it has all the characters on it. Looks brilliant. Then they get in the ship, get ready to go on a mission. On August 23rd, great shot of Ahsoka getting ready to go to battle against the Inquisitors. They're both Inquisitors attacking Ahsoka, and then she jumps in and fights the other one. And then she says, sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of what that person is feeling. So she's feeling bad about figuring out where Ezra is. This great action scene. Buckle up. And then Ahsoka says, if we don't stop strong... here we go. The man himself. Hey guys, it's look, Elon Musk put on some blue paint. No, I'm just kidding. That's Lars Mikkelsen, the brother to Mads Mikkelsen from both Rogue One and the MCU. But he looks brilliant as Thrawn. Everything about him looks great. And so they're trying to prepare. This is Thrawn getting ready to unleash his powers. And then she says, everything we've sacrificed will be in vain. Darkness, as I mentioned. And then here we go. So here's where my theory comes in. See how she's holding her hand out with the Force? I think this is her potentially revealing that she has the Force, because similar to Rey in Force Awakens, you can see her kind of holding out like she's learning her powers for the first time. And Shin says to her, you have no power here. So, and the reason I say that she has the Force is Shin is a full-trained Jedi, now Darkseid wielder. So how would Sabine even be able to stand up to Shin in this lightsaber duel without the Force? So then we get this brilliant shot of her wielding the green blade. Love the lighting on this scene. It just looks brilliant. Can't wait for this fight. They both look so intense and brilliantly done. It says, is coming. And then, this is my money shot of the trailer. Here they're getting ready to do the projector room that opens the War Between Worlds. And Balon says to Ahsoka, Anakin spoke very highly of you. Which is why I think he, as an Order 66 survivor, we've heard Hayden Christensen is in this show. I will bet you mad respect, money, like cred, any video you want, whatever you want to bet on this, that Balon and Shin, not Balon and Shin, Balon knew Anakin, and we'll see flashbacks of Hayden Christensen meeting with Balon in this show. But this is brilliant. He said, Anakin spoke very highly of you. And then we get this great lightsaber duel between the two of them, and they just go crazy. It looks brilliant. And then Ahsoka says, I'm not here to discuss my past, as she's running into battle from a ship. Then the robot says, by David Tennant, we have a lot of work to do. And then Hera says, once a rebel, always a rebel. So the gang's together again. And then we get this great, I want to go back because that scene looked important. Back here. Alright. Okay, so we got Sabine here, and it looks like she's taking out some other soldier here with her grapple hook. And then here Ahsoka's fighting these guys again. She gets into him, hits through the droid, back on it, we're going on an adventure, ship battle, Hera running here towards an opponent. And then here's our new Inquisitor with his helicopter spinning saber, which looks way better than it did in Obi-Wan. And a lot of theories are about who is this Inquisitor? We've never seen them. Is it going to be a surprise character unmasked? We'll have to wait and see. My theory is that it's going to be Ahsoka's old friend from when she was a Jedi that turned to the dark side eventually. But we'll have to wait and see. I think it's Barriss. And I want to bring up this scene because when Ahsoka's charging at this Inquisitor, she's doing Anakin's classic two hands above your head stance, which is his iconic move. So it's cool that his training is showing through her, even in her older age. And so then we clash, and we get the Star Wars Ahsoka come a 2-episode premiere August 23rd. So we're going to get 2 episodes. So what did you think about my breakdown? Are you guys excited for the Ahsoka show? Will you guys be here for my 2-episode watch party in August? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video. May the Force be with you.